The year is 2022, a year like any other, yet for some it marks the end of a long, painful wait. A cold case, dormant for nearly 4 decades, suddenly springs to life. The dust-covered files, once forgotten, are now the center of attention. Alex Ewing, already serving multiple life sentences for the brutal hammer killer murders that terrorized the Denver area in 1984, is finally facing justice for another heinous crime, the murder of Patricia Smith. This new chapter in his criminal saga brings a mix of relief and sorrow to those affected. For years, the case lay cold, a painful memory for Smith's family, and a haunting reminder of the darkness that had visited their community. The neighborhood, once vibrant, was overshadowed by the weight of an unsolved crime. But time, the great healer, can also be the great revealer. Advances in DNA technology, which seemed like science fiction decades ago, have now become the key to unlocking mysteries that once seemed unsolvable. The tireless efforts of law enforcement, who never gave up on the case, worked hand in hand with these technological advancements. And a touch of fate finally converged to bring a killer to justice. It was a moment where persistence, technology, and destiny intertwined. Ewing's conviction was a testament to the power of perseverance, a beacon of hope for families of victims whose cases remain unsolved. It showed that no matter how much time has passed, there is always a chance for justice. It was a stark reminder that even in the darkest of times, the truth has a way of emerging. The light of justice can pierce through the deepest shadows, but the story of Patricia Smith's murder is not just about the triumph of justice, it's about the enduring impact of violence, the scars it leaves on families and communities, the resilience of the human spirit which refuses to be broken even in the face of unimaginable pain, shines through, and the importance of remembering those whose lives were tragically cut short. Their memories live on, inspiring a relentless pursuit of truth and justice. January 1984. The year had just begun, but for the residents of Denver, Colorado, it would soon become a time of dread and uncertainty. The crisp mountain air of the Denver metropolitan area was thick with fear. The serene winter landscape belied the growing tension that gripped the city. A string of seemingly random, brutal attacks had residents on edge, their sense of security shattered. People hurried through the streets, casting wary glances over their shoulders, and once bustling areas became eerily quiet. The perpetrator, dubbed the Hammer Killer by the media, seemed to strike with impunity, leaving a trail of blood and terror in his wake. Headlines screamed of the latest atrocities, each more horrifying than the last. The attacks followed a chilling pattern. Victims were bludgeoned with a hammer, their homes left in disarray. The brutality of the crimes was shocking, and the randomness made everyone a potential target. The motive remained a mystery, adding to the growing sense of panic. Detectives were baffled, sifting through clues that seemed to lead nowhere, while the community demanded answers and protection. Was it robbery, rage, a desire to inflict pain? Theories abounded, but none provided comfort or clarity. The unknown loomed large, feeding the fear that had taken hold. The spree culminated in the horrifying murders of the Bennett family in Aurora, Colorado. This once peaceful suburb was now the epicenter of a nightmare. Bruce and Deborah Bennett, along with their 7-year-old daughter Melissa, were found brutally slain in their home. The scene was one of unimaginable horror, a family torn apart in the most violent way. Their 3-year-old daughter Vanessa miraculously survived the attack but was left with severe injuries, both physical and emotional. Her survival was a small beacon of hope amidst the darkness, but her road to recovery would be long and arduous. The Bennett family murders sent shockwaves through the community and beyond, becoming a grim reminder of the vulnerability of even the most seemingly secure families. Vigils were held, and the community came together in grief and solidarity. The Hammer Killer had taken the lives of loving parents and a young child, leaving behind a void that could never be filled, and a community grappling with the aftermath of unimaginable violence. The scars left by these events would linger for years, a haunting reminder of the fragility of peace and safety. 6 days before the Bennett family murders, another tragedy unfolded in the quiet Denver suburb of Lakewood. This serene community, known for its friendly neighbors and safe streets, was about to be shaken to its core. Patricia Smith, a 50-year-old grandmother known for her warm smile and generous spirit, was found murdered in her home. She was a beloved figure, always ready with a kind word or a helping hand. Patricia, a widow, lived a simple life. She cherished her family, doted on her grandchildren, and found joy in the everyday moments. Her days were filled with laughter, love, and the simple pleasures of life. She was the kind of person who would do anything for anyone, a true pillar of her community. Her neighbors admired her, and her family adored her. On January 10, 1984, Patricia's world was shattered. The tranquility of her home was violently disrupted. She was brutally attacked in her own home, a place where she should have been safe. The violence of the act was incomprehensible. Her life was stolen in a senseless act of violence, leaving her family and community in shock and disbelief. Her body was discovered by her daughter, who had become concerned after being unable to reach her by phone. The horror of that moment is unimaginable. The scene was horrific. Patricia had been sexually assaulted and beaten to death with a blunt object, later determined to be an auto body hammer. The brutality of the crime was shocking. Patricia's murder sent shockwaves through her tight-knit community. People who had always felt safe now lived in fear. How could something so horrific happen to someone so kind and gentle? The question lingered in the minds of everyone who knew her. Fear and grief permeated the air, leaving residents wondering if they, too, could become victims of the seemingly random violence plaguing their community. The sense of security they once felt was shattered. People began locking their doors, forming neighborhood watch groups, and looking out for one another more than ever before. The community came together in their shared grief and determination to prevent such a tragedy from happening again. Patricia Smith's life was a testament to kindness and community spirit. Her death, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of coming together in times of crisis. DNA, the silent witness. For years, Patricia Smith's murder remained unsolved. The trail had gone cold, leaving her family with more questions than answers. But as time passed, so too did technology advance. In the early 2000s, DNA technology, still in its infancy when Patricia was murdered, had become a powerful tool in solving cold cases. Investigators, determined to bring Patricia's killer to justice, submitted evidence from the crime scene for DNA testing. Finally, in 2018, a breakthrough. The DNA profile developed from semen found on and around Patricia's body matched that of Alex Ewing, a man already serving multiple life sentences for the Bennett family murders. It was a stunning development, a testament to the enduring power of forensic science. The DNA evidence was undeniable. The odds of the DNA belonging to someone other than Ewing were astronomical, effectively ruling out any other suspect. The silent witness had spoken, providing the crucial link that would finally crack the case wide open. The wheels of justice grind slowly. Despite the compelling DNA evidence, the road to justice was long and arduous. Legal proceedings, appeals, and the bureaucratic maze meant that Patricia's family had to endure more waiting. But inch by inch, the case moved forward. The persistence of law enforcement and the unwavering hope of Patricia's loved ones kept the momentum alive. Justice, though delayed, was steadily approaching. Life after the hammer. For the families affected by Alex Ewing's crimes, life would never be the same. The trauma and loss left indelible scars. Yet, they found ways to honor their loved ones and rebuild their lives. Support groups, memorials, and community efforts became pillars of strength. The resilience of these families was a testament to the human spirit's capacity to heal and endure, even in the face of unimaginable pain. Justice for Patricia, justice for all. The conviction of Alex Ewing marked a significant victory, not just for Patricia Smith's family, but for all victims of his heinous acts. It underscored the importance of relentless pursuit of justice and the advancements in forensic science. Patricia's case, once a cold file gathering dust, became a beacon of hope for other unsolved cases. It demonstrated that with persistence and technology, even the coldest trails can lead to the truth. Justice, though long overdue, was finally served, bringing a measure of peace to those who had waited so long.